Imagine the garden, a world of perfect innocence. Adam and Eve were naked but not exposed. They needed no clothing because they were completely covered by the light of God's glory, a light that shielded them from shame and vulnerability. Their nakedness was a sign of their perfect communion with God and each other, a state of total trust and purity. This was not merely physical nakedness, but transparency of soul. There was no pretense, no hidden agenda, and no reason to fear judgment. They saw themselves and each other as God intended, purely good. Every interaction was open and honest, mirroring the perfect harmony of creation. The lack of clothing symbolized the lack of any barrier between them and nature, and critically, between them and their Creator. This state of being was the ultimate expression of freedom, a weightless existence without the burden of self-consciousness or sin. But the moment of disobedience introduced a devastating concept: guilt. The serpent's lie shattered their internal mirror, and for the first time, they saw their own vulnerability. The glory, the protective light, receded, and they realized their physical nakedness was a manifestation of their spiritual exposure. Their first instinct, to hide and to cover with fig leaves, was a desperate, futile attempt to regain what was lost. Their covering was a product of shame, inadequate and temporary, demonstrating man's inability to fully cover his own sin. Then came God's judgment and His mercy. He called them out of hiding and, in an act that foreshadowed all of salvation history, He shed the blood of an animal to provide a better covering: the skins. This was the first sacrifice, the first lesson in redemption. The clothes of skin represented God's provision, a durable, sufficient covering that only He could supply. They symbolized the beginning of the journey back, a provisional grace that allowed them to survive in a now broken world. This act established the profound theological significance of clothes today. We wear them because the world is no longer Eden. They are a constant, tangible reminder of our fallen state, a necessary boundary against a world that contains pain and temptation. They protect our physical modesty because our spiritual transparency has been compromised. But the story doesn't end there. Our temporary covering is a promise that one day we will exchange these clothes of skin for white robes. This final covering, mentioned in Revelation, signifies our complete cleansing and restoration. To be clothed again eternally in the righteousness of Christ means the return to that original state, not of physical nakedness, but of perfect, pure transparency before God.